The woman gets out of the car, loses her dress without realizing it. "See, you forgot something in the car." "My cell phone?" She looks back. The woman runs after the car in desperation, screaming for the driver to stop and wait. The driver stops. "What happened, lady?" The woman says she forgot her cell phone. The driver looks over and sees that a child is also. The woman cries out to God and claims to be his daughter, opening the car door, calling the girl to get out of the car now. The girl gets out of the car. The driver looks and shakes his head negatively. The woman takes the cell phone from her daughter's hand and tells her not to take it from her purse. And he says that the girl is disobedient and that she is very ugly. As you look at the various messages you're receiving, the girl asks where her skirt is. The woman pays no attention to her daughter. The girl calls her mother twice and is ignored. She looks back without understanding, while your mom walks around with an eye on her cell phone. The girl comes back to fetch the skirt. The driver questions each mother and says, "I know he didn't see it." "And your cell phone rings," he answers. The two greet each other. An acquaintance saw him passing by on the street. Says it's around the corner for him to back up and get him. The girl goes towards the skirt, which is on the ground next to the driver's car. She reaches down and picks up her skirt. The driver reverses and doesn't see the girl and runs over. A man is sitting at table with mobile phone in hand. The woman arrives without saying anything, sits next to her with her cell phone in her hand. The maid places the pot with the meal on the table. The maid serves USB cables for the man and USB cables for the woman. The maid, looking at the two, makes a noise expecting some reaction and nothing. The maid asks if they won't eat. They don't respond. The woman, without taking her eyes off her cell phone, takes the cables to her mouth. The man does the same thing, without taking his eyes off his cell phone. The indignant maid asks if they won't put down their cell phones and shows them what they're eating. They look at the plate and see that they are cables. The maid says that they don't put down the phone for a minute, and warns them that they will end up losing the most important thing in their lives because of the cell phone. The maid asks where their daughter is. The man asks the woman, "Where is their daughter?" The woman unknowingly, "Our daughter? Is the maid your daughter?" Saying she needs to eat. The woman says that the girl was with her until a while ago. The man says, "But where is she?" and screams, calling his daughter. The two start screaming, calling for their daughter. The maid says that she has already searched and that the girl was not in the house. The man questions why the woman is dressed that way. The woman says she doesn't know. She wants to know where her daughter is and screams for her. The man, taking off his jacket, yells for his daughter too and give the jacket to the woman to wear. They come down the street from their house, and they scream for their daughter. The man asks the woman what she did to their daughter, saying that she had picked her up from school. The woman's cell phone starts ringing. The woman says she was with her a while ago. The woman answers her cell phone. It was the voice of a young man, who said that their daughter was found in the back street for them to go see what had happened so they could go quickly. The woman says okay, they're already going. The woman says they found her on the corner of the back street and they run off. A young man is crouched in front of something covered with a sheet. They arrive desperately, calling their daughter, not believing what they were seeing. The desperate man says, "My daughter," crying out to God. The maid is unresponsive. The desperate woman can only cry. As the boy tries to calm the man down, asking him to breathe. The woman is at her daughter's funeral crying a lot. Man wonders why this happened by questioning God. The woman asks her to come back to them. The man says it's injustice, why take his girl? The woman apologizes to the girl, saying that she should have paid more attention to her. And she remembers one day she dancing on her cell phone, while her daughter said she was hungry. The woman turns around and scolds the girl, saying that she is doing something very important, so she can go ask the maid to help her cook. And tells the girl to get out of her way and go back to her cell phone. The disconsolate man says it's all because they lived with their faces on the phone, and remembers the day his daughter asked for his help to skateboard. Dad, girl helps me skateboard. The man tells her that she is already grown and that she can walk on her own, that he is busy for her to go, that he was looking from where she was. Sad girl comes out. The man, without noticing, doesn't even see the girl leaving. The woman says she will miss her daughter very much. The man says he too from his girl. A dark laugh with the maid's face. Everyone is amazed and wonders what is this. And they tell that person to get out of that place. The woman asks her what she was doing there. The gloomy maid says she was there to remind them. The woman says that even in the moment of mourning they did not have peace. The gloomy maid says they're to blame. The finished man says that all the suffering they are feeling is not enough and that they have learned their lesson. The gloomy maid says that from that moment on she will stay with them. The man and the woman wake up at the same time, frightened, and shout no. The frightened woman asks if this was just a nightmare. The man asks if she had the same nightmare as him. The woman says she hopes it was just a nightmare. They listen to Mom, Dad, and they are amazed. The girl walks into their room. They ask if she's right there. The man asks the woman to pinch him to know it's not a nightmare. The woman pins him, who gives a cry of pain. The two celebrate that it's not a nightmare and that they're awake. And they call their daughter to join them and hug her, very happy and relieved. The woman says that everything from that moment on will be different. The man says he's going to play with the girl a lot and asks her what she wants to play with now. The woman says she'll teach her cooking and everything she wants to learn. The man says he'll take her skateboarding and whatever she wants to learn. The woman says that they are there for her, for the girl to excuse them for anything. The two say they love the girl very much and hug her. They look at the door and are startled by what they see. The gloomy maid saying she's going to stay with them. The two of them panic with fear. The man asks why she was like this. The maid says she'll help their daughter with the school play if it was so bad. Does the questioning man say the high school play? The maid asks if the text wasn't good. The panting man says it turned out great. The woman, who looked wonderful, that they both rocked. The man says they're going to rock school. And asks if their daughter is in a school play. The maid, smiling, says yes, that they invited her to help. The woman hugs her daughter and says that the one who will be the ghost now was her and her father. They have a lot of laughs together. The three of them are sitting at the table, smiling. The girl has cell phone in her hand. The maid walks by with a basket. And the girl puts the cell phone inside. Woman puts cell phone inside. And man also hands over his cell phone. Maid gives girl a kiss. They hold hands and look at each other, smiling happily.